Jay-Z wasn't feeling that. Jay-Z feels like I disrespected him as opposed to...
Lil Mama is finally breaking her silence on how Jay Z and Beyonce completely destroyed her career after she interrupted Jay and Alicia Key's performance at the 2009 VMAs. Now, this came shortly after she tearfully revealed that she fell into a very deep depression after that incident, and that Jay Z, as well as other Black industry executives, made sure her career was never the same after that day. She went downhill after that and pretty much disappeared from the industry. At that time, there was a lot of speculations about if Jay had a hand in getting her kicked out of Hollywood, especially since he publicly expressed how much he hated what she did. But it wasn't until recently that Lil Mama herself came out to reveal that he was, in fact, the mastermind behind her losing her career.
Keep asking for forgiveness and asking for forgiveness just like how I did. Keep asking for forgiveness. You do Tyra Banks show. I did Tyra Banks show. I did this show, Oh, yeah, I just want to say I apologize. And the people still beating on you, and then the people that's involved don't pretty much come to your rescue or come like, you know what? I was young before. I made mistakes. I've been through this. I've been through that. That was petty. That was light. It's over. Like, leave it alone. You be like...
Okay, so as most of y'all already know by now, Lil Mama has been a trending topic over the last few years because of the mystery behind her disappearance from the industry. It took one mistake for her to get completely blackballed and lose everything she worked for. It all went down back in 2009 when Jay and Alicia were performing their hit song Empire State of Mind at the VMAs. That was the same night Kanye also interrupted Taylor's acceptance speech for her Video of the Year award to say Beyonce was more deserving of the award and not Taylor. Child, that whole night was a hot mess, and everybody and their mama was tuned in for all that. Anyway, back to Lil Mama. She got a little too excited during Jay and Alicia's performance and decided to get on stage without their permission while they were still performing and interrupted the whole thing. There was even a clip of Beyonce trying to hold her back from going on stage, but Lil Mama pushed Beyonce off and hopped herself on that stage. Now, prior to this incident, Beyonce and Lil Mama had a really good relationship, and that's why Beyonce was trying to hold her back from making a career-ending mistake. But Lil Mama was very naive about what something like that could even do to her career, so she still decided to get on stage anyway. Jay looked visibly upset when she got on that stage and even tried to tap her to get off, but Lil Mama didn't even peep. After that performance, she was trending for all the wrong reasons and got dragged to filth on social media. In fact, the very next day, she was already on a damage control campaign, and she revealed in an interview that she only got on the stage because she felt connected to the song on a whole different level, since she's also from New York and can relate to the lyrics. She said she never intended to be disrespectful and apologized if that's how that came off.
All right. What happened yesterday at the VMAs? What went down?
Well, I'm sitting in my seat, 2 rows away from the stage, and Jay Z is walking through this tunnel, and it's just like this whole adrenaline rush is just pumping. He comes on stage and he's singing New York, and you know, Alicia Keys is going, she's like, the big lights will inspire you. And really, I got emotional. I actually got emotional, and I felt like, yeah, New York, Jay. And I started to feel like, I started to feel him, and I started to feel myself. And I just felt the energy, and I got up and I started walking towards the stage, and I got up there and I was just like rooting him on as a champion, like picking up my borough, picking up my brother. If in any way Jay Z or Alicia Keys felt offended, I want to apologize to both of you. I actually would love to have a one-on-one, because I felt like I was being felt. Even on the stage at that moment, I felt like it was a bond. I didn't really get a chance to hear what was coming out of Jay's mouth or anybody. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, like, you know, putting the press on. I was like feeling it, and it just happened at a moment where it was the VMAs, and it was like...
She also said that she thought Jay Z was really happy with her being on stage, but after she got home and watched the clip again, she realized he was actually mad and kept walking away from her every time she got close to him. And that's when she actually realized she had messed up big time.
You know, okay, like, you know, I see you, like, enjoying the moment in it with me, like, interacting. Which was after I woke up, and I'm kind of like bouncing, you know, as I'm watching this at home now. I'm watching myself on the internet. So I'm like bouncing, and I'm coming towards Jay Z, and then he's like backing up. And my emotions at the time was like a vibe, like, yeah, like you doing it, like New York, like I don't know, I just was feeling it, like, you know. I was definitely caught up in the moment. And, you know, he was backing up. And when I got home, I realized he said, oh, you gonna T-Pain it, huh? I realized this now that I'm home.
Right.
Then he walked away. So now that I'm home, like, wow. Jay Z wasn't feeling that. Jay Z feels like I disrespected him as opposed to praising him.
But Jay was still not having it, and he made that super clear during an interview with Angie Martinez a week after the whole thing happened. He said he was really angry when it happened and blasted Lil Mama for being out of line.
Felt it in the building that night. And I have to ask you, man, I know you're in a good spirit right now, but I have to ask you about the MTV Awards. I'm not sure if you've commented on the Lil Mama jumping on the stage thing.
I didn't. It's the first time I was asked about it. Yeah, I just thought like it was a... You know, I would never, me personally, I would never do that. I would never have the nerve to do that. Right. You know, it's just like someone's up there performing. Like we went to rehearsals and we did run-throughs and we worked really hard at the performance to put on the show for people, you know, and to interrupt that moment for us, you know, I don't think that was the right thing to do. I actually thought it was the equivalent to what Kanye did to Taylor Swift, but nobody really talked about that because I'm not a little sweet girl from the middle of America.
Right.
People put in work to make that performance happen. That took weeks. The planning of it. If you look at those screens, we had to go to Yankee Stadium. We shot that live. You know, there's a lot of planning that went into that performance. You know, the intro and, you know, to disrupt that is.
Were you angry? Were you angry?
Yeah, I was a little angry. Yeah, to be honest. But you know. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fight Little Mama?
You look crazy.
Alicia also added on to this when she said Lil Mama should have kept herself on her seat and supported like everybody else instead of interrupting the whole thing.
Quick, she just said she got overwhelmed. She was so into the music, and I could sort of feel it because I felt that it was really pumping people up. And suddenly,
a lot had gone on that night anyway.
Yes. Yeah,
but we can appreciate her being overwhelmed and inspired, but we would have preferred she did it from her seat.
Yeah.
However, Alicia later doubled down on that shade a few years later and revealed that she's forgiven Lil Mama. She said that she didn't even know Lil Mama was on stage till Jay told her after the performance.
How mad was you at Little Mama when she your performance?
All right. The truth. First of all, you know, it's...
Because I had to watch it again, and let me just be honest with you. As me watching it again this morning, it seemed like you didn't even see her.
The truth of
the truth, okay. Jay seemed that he was heated. It was in his face.
All I know, he was on that stage. Jay was here. I was here. In my head, I was such a gorilla at the time. I was like, this is what's happening is I'm going to destroy this record tonight. That's all I had in my head. Somehow, however she got over here, I didn't even bear witness to the whole show. I was so focused on making it amazing. I went backstage and Jay was like, so you ain't see that? And I was like, what? And he was like, no, you ain't just see what just happened? And I was like, yeah, we killed it. That's what just happened.
Now, despite the whole thing happening all the way back in 2009, it went on to taint her career forever. People could already tell she was affected by the whole thing, but it wasn't until 2015 when she made us understand just how bad things were for her. She said a lot of people in the industry knew that Jay Z was mad, and so they didn't want to work with her because they didn't also want to end up on his bad side. She went on to reveal that Jay, Beyonce, and Alicia's silence on the backlash she was receiving also didn't didn't help because it made it that much easier for people to come in and mess her up, since they knew she had no protection and was pretty much hated by the top dogs in the industry. She said, a lot of people felt like they didn't want to take a chance on me with certain things because it might have made Jay Z, Beyonce, or Alicia Keys not want to work with them. I went through a tough time. I did it to myself because I'm the one who went up there. But then Jay Z, Beyonce, and Alicia Keys not saying anything or even caring about the backlash. It taught me to be stronger and understand this is a business, that no one is here to protect you. It's sad when the people we look up to as mentors don't take the time out to let us know, I was angry, you did piss me off, but I forgive you. When you're a young person, you're never forgiven for the things you do. It's America. And back in 2021, she also put Jay and Alicia on blast for not reaching back to her after she tried to have a mature conversation with them and apologize in private. She said, these situations are with mature adults, at least 10 years my senior. I reached out in private to create an opportunity for communication and clarity. I haven't heard back from either party yet. With that, continuously misrepresenting my brand in public will not be tolerated. This revelation from Lil Mama had a lot of people dragging Jay for filth because they felt like he was doing too much by letting her get blackballed and still holding on to something that happened over a decade ago. Things got so bad that Jay hopped on a Twitter space with Rob Markham where he said he holds no grudges toward her and that she's forgiven.
That, things happen, and of course we love her, and we don't. I mean, when I say we, Rob, I'm not talking about you.
Right.
Alicia and I, we don't. Yes, she's forgiven, and it's all love. It's all love. And she was coming from a place of love. It's just, may have been a little too excited.
Lil Mama actually responded by thanking Jay and Alicia for forgiving her and giving her a chance. I appreciate hearing this portion of last night's conversation. This has always been my stance. Love. Love for both my big brother, big sister, and my city. It brings clarity to all of us as a community to actually hear these words from our legendary leaders in music. Hip-hop has always been a culture to me, not just music. With that, I believe fellowship is very important to cultural growth. Reaching out to say you can do better or even to say you're doing great can make the world of difference. Thanks Jay Z and Alicia Keys for using your voices in this conversation. Hopefully we can have one together soon. Now at the time, Lil Mama thought because she now had their forgiveness that the blackballing would stop, but it never did. She recently opened up about all of this again in an interview and expressed how much she regrets what she did. At one point, she even started crying and said the only way she was ever able to get over this situation was by looking at what other people are going through in their lives and realizing her situation is still better than most people.
In the beginning, I was hurt. Tyrese called my phone as soon as I got home. He was like, bro, you ain't tell me you was performing? First of all, my heart is racing. I'm already mad embarrassed. I'm like, you crazy, Ty. Why would you say something like that? Performing. That's crazy. And I had to deal with like Love on the radio in the morning, Wendy Williams, Angie Martinez, who she talked to Jay. And he was just like, yeah, I didn't like it. And he was so angry and I was just trying my best to do everything I could. After a while, I was like, forgive yourself, bro. Move forward.
That ain't make you like depressed or nothing?
Bro, I was hurt. I was depressed. I was like, yo, what's going on? And then you got everybody telling you like, you're doing bad. People pointing at you like, what did you do?
How was you able to get through that?
I be thinking about like real life stuff that people go through, bro. And I be like, so blessed. I met a girl. She had a fight in Brooklyn, a train station. She's trying to get Shorty off her. This girl coming up to her. She leaving the train station now. She going through the turnstile. Shorty coming up to her being the aggressor. I don't know where she got what from, a knife or something. And she pushed Shorty or whatever she did to protect herself, killed the girl. When I went to go visit Rikers Island, she was holding my hand like, get me out of here. I don't belong here. I was protecting myself.
It's people going through worse shit than me, bro. And that's what helped me be like, yo, I'm good.
This whole interview really puts into perspective just how much Jay Z's action completely destroyed her career. And even though Beyonce didn't directly try to destroy Lil Mama like Jay Z did, she still had enough power to at least convince Jay to do the right thing. But instead, she sat back and watched. She was just 20 years old at the time, and she's still suffering the consequences of a mistake that she made over 15 years ago. Now, as usual, people had their own thoughts and dragged Jay Z and Beyonce for filth, like this person who said, I don't see why they are still so mad with her for this years later. Damn, we always holler we need to come together, but she didn't kill no one. Why still be mad with that girl? They let unalivers and SA offenders off back into the world with way lighter sentencing than this girl with this BS ass situation. They need to stop. Another person said, it's sickening how many people mocked and condemned her for simply being in the moment as a young girl from New York, just getting caught up in admiration. She was still young, excited to see people she looked up to, and was hyped. It's been years and people still are corny trying to drag her. But now I want to know your thoughts. Do y'all think there's still a chance that Lil Mama can revive her career? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.